Hi, Joe Cerrone.
And Al Rosen.
Welcome to CAD 116 OC1 Basic AutoCAD with your weekly review. If you take a look at the announcements, Al has gone and populated the instructions for the midterm exam. There is a practice midterm exam that is available, so you can take a look at that by clicking on this link right here. And the exam has 50 questions or 32 questions with a total of 50 points. Questions are from the quizzes and from the end of the chapters. Information like, features and constraints. Multiple choice work, feature that constrains the crosshairs to move in specific increments is called snap. So it's a good idea to take the practice midterm so you can get ready for that. It'll be very similar to the actual midterm. The midterm will use HonorLock, which is a proctoring software. And the midterm will be multiple choice, and there will also be a second part, which is mechanical. And let me back up a little bit to this HonorLock here. To use the HonorLock, you will need a webcam, you will need a photo identification, and you'll need, that's basically it, a webcam and a photo ID, and $11, a credit card, excuse me. You can take and pay them $6.99 for a one-time proctor fee, but we'll be using the HonorLock for the final exam as well. So we recommend you pay the $11. And this is the way that we're able to verify people's identity to know that they are who they are taking the test. So that will be active next week on November 9th. Is that correct, Al?
Yes.
And right now, the practice midterm is active. It allows you to take it unlimited numbers of times. This week, we're going to cover Module 7. Module 7 is on dimensioning, covers chapter 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And there's quite a bit of content in here. So as you take a look at it, when we look at 16 dimension styles, what we're looking at, dimension standards and styles, is terminology. So the first chapter goes through the terminology for dimensions, dimensioning a diameter, dimensioning a radius with the radius symbol, using center marks, what a leader looks like. So what we found is that a lot of people are good at making the drawings, but they need to learn some of the terminology so that when they talk about mechanical or architectural drawings, that they use the proper terminology. And so it goes through and shows different ways to do dimensioning and apply these different dimensioning techniques, scaling, and sizes. 17, linear and angular dimensioning. Linear basically means horizontal or vertical, and angular would be being able to dimension angles, like 45-degree angles. And it's a very good reference. You don't really need to read this type of information and memorize it, but it's kind of a tool as you start to work with AutoCAD in mechanical and architectural drawings. It shows you how to work with these different dimensioning styles. And so what's nice about AutoCAD is it's used by everybody. You can use it for architectural drawings, you can use it for civil engineering, you can use it for mechanical drawings. And a lot of this just shows the different features that are available, like on this mechanical drawing, how to be able to go and designate these different counterbore, spot base, and countersink holes, and how to dimension those per these drafting standards. Using tolerances, this is very common in your manufacturing companies where they do precision work, and they want to make sure that those dimensions are within a specified range of size. There really is no perfect 2.5 inches. It's going to be 2.5 plus or minus a certain amount depending on the precision of the machines. And if we look at something like this 0.005, think of a piece of paper. If you were going to or take a vernier gauge and measure that, a piece of paper or human hair is about 0.003. So very precise type of work. And this chapter shows how to represent that using the CAD system. And then the last chapter on editing dimensions. Again, how to work with what they call associative dimensions, which means that when you change the geometry on the part, the dimensions update, which is great. You can take a part that's 4 inches and stretch it to 5, and then the dimensions will update because they are associative or they're linked to the part. You'll have to choose one drawing for the week. You can choose either the mechanical, the other mechanical, or the architectural drawing, or you can do all 3 if you'd like for bonus, but you only have to do one this week. The drawings are located right here. We click on this, we open that. Here's our architectural drawing. You'll use the architectural title block and you'll create the front view and the other front view of this drawing, and you'll annotate and dimension that per the drawing standards that are shown here. Here's our mechanical drawing. And you can download that drawing from the AutoCAD website. Show you a little shortcut in a minute. And here's the other mechanical drawing. And there's some GD&T symbols on there to work with our local manufacturers. Skokie has a very robust manufacturing sector with aerospace and mechanical engineering companies. And so we want to make sure that we meet those needs for anybody who may be interested in going into those fields. If we take a look at the module 7, most of it's just exactly the same. We just put that information out there. There is a link to the AutoCAD website, and this is what we were using before we had D2L. And the student version of the first mechanical drawing can be found here. So you don't have to draw it. You can download it and then put the dimensions on it. And then there's just some real helpful information on dimension styles, dimension associativity. And this was great back when we started before D2L, but now it's really just reference. And there's some good information there if you want to use it. Okay, so module 7. There's a little bit of bonus work in here if you are interested in doing the questions at the end of the chapters. It's not required, but you can go and do the review questions for those chapters if you'd like to really drill down into those chapters. And as I look at it, this is not actually visible for the students, so I take that back. We just have the architectural and mechanical labs. If you do want to do more work, you can just instant message us and we'll be happy to set you up with those things.
We didn't want to add too much to it because of the midterm coming up.
Right, Al and I go back and forth with how much content and we try to gauge how students are doing. What we would like you to do is take the midterm seriously. The midterm will be next week. It's a good idea to take the practice test a couple of times and just be ready for it. Once you get the midterm out of the way, it's pretty much all downhill. You know, we're already into November. And so we've got about 5 or 6 more classes left. And we look forward to working with you online with these courses. Al, is there anything that we need to add in closing segments here?
I don't think so. I think we've covered everything at this present time. We wish you a nice weekend, nice warm time. You have to try to get out there and then get back here and take the midterm practice. So you're ready for the midterm next week.
All right. We look forward to seeing you online next week.
Bye now.
See ya.